Every set counts, every rally matters, and every point brings us closer to discovering who's got the skill, the heart, and the hunger to claim victory. Live from the MetPark Sports Center in the heart of Pasay City, this is the NDSL Volleyball Series. Our last game of the day features the Quinto Tires Perpetual Health Altas and Team VNS. So good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cholo Pangilinan, still covering the action with Tati Dulce and Andrea Veloso at the sideline. And Tati, both teams with a losing record. Unfortunately, Perpetual wala pang panalo. Sa kabilang banda naman, VNS 1-2.
Yes, but we always say that even though they, have a losing streak, which happened in the past game, it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't be able to catch up and they won't be able to work.
Talking about VNS, they won against Ateneo their last outing, and again, that's just like what you said, even though they have a losing record right now, it doesn't mean that bad things are ahead of them.
Yes, VNS, they have a little bit of a difference in strategy, but we'll see how that plays out later against the other team, against the Perpetual. Hopefully, they'll be able to show us something different this time.
And unfortunately for the Perpetual Health Altas, still again, winless in this volleyball series, lost to the Alpha Protectors in their last outing.
Yeah, so hopefully Perpetual will be able to catch up this time. Maybe they'll show us that VNS can be beaten by Perpetual.
And hopefully Perpetual can finally nab their first W of this volleyball series. But for now, we'll be turning it over to Andrea Veloso for a pre-game story.
Hi, Cholo and Tati, still aiming for their first win. The Perpetual Altas is ready to not make the same mistake twice. As per Coach Michael, sayang araw yung game nila against Alpha where they lost during the end game because of neglecting the small details. And that was a huge learning lesson for the team. So now, mas alam na raw nila yung gagawin and hopefully get the win. Meanwhile, the VNS will miss the services of their usual starters. Terence Marticion as he's under the weather, as well as Jimuel Guerra who has prior commitment. Let's see how this will affect VNS performance today. And now I'll now turn you over to Marvani, our venue announcer. Marvani, let's go!
Our match at hand, the Quinto Tires University Perpetual Health System Delta Altas and the VNS Griffins. Introducing our officials for this match. First referee, Jofer Edufano, national referee. Second referee, Bobby Celso, national referee. The Quinto Tires University Perpetual Health System Delta Altas. Opposite hitter number 21, Clint Mateo. Middle blocker number 19, John Castillo. Opposite hitter number 17, Charles Malyasa. Outside hitter number 15, Dexter Arozado. Outside hitter number 12, Jose Miguel Arturo Alduan. Team captain, middle blocker number 10, Chester Borrell. And their libero, number 18, Nash Dimple Abenoha. And their head coach, Michael Carino. Introducing the starters for the VNS Griffins. Outside hitter number 1, Kim Chris Levi. Opposite hitter number 5, Arcade Medino. Outside hitter number 10, Julius Chao Auxilio. Middle blocker number 18, Titus Villacruzes. Middle blocker number 22, Al Cordero. Center number 3, Jack Manulaplan. Libero number 20, James Kuritana. And their head coach, Ralph Campo. Best of luck to both teams.
So the starters first for the Quinto Perpetual Help Altas. We have Jester Bornel, JM Albon, Dexter Aruzado, Charles Paliasa. We also have John Castile, Clint Mateo, and Nash Abinoa as their libero. And for the VNS Griffins, we have Kim Liray, RK Medino, Julius Arcilio, Titus Villacrucis, John Maulabnan, Al Cordero, and James Coritana as their libero. And again, just a quick recap, just like what me and Taddy discussed during the pre-game, both of these teams unfortunately holding a losing record. Itong Perpetual for sure hungry to get that first win. Ito namang VNS hungry as well to finally get into the winning column or have more wins than losses. For the first blood of the game, it belongs to Quinto Tires Perpetual. Let's see what VNS has in mind. Medino with a tap. Won't work. Good hustle for Quinto Tires. Mangulabnan the set. To attack. Liray, not that time. Albon will try. That was too far.
Albon trying for that drop shot. It didn't quite work. I think the set was a bit too far and Albon wasn't by the outside. So they have to adjust when those things happen.
Just a quick background. VNS, also known as Volleyball Never Stops. A club mostly composed of players from Mapua University. A bunch of high schoolers. And of course, the Quinto Tires Perpetual Help Altas. We know who they are. They are a participant of the NCAA Men's Volleyball Tournament. So another high school versus college matchup. Just like what we witnessed a while ago with Hiraya and Benilde Quezon.
It seems we're getting a lot of oldies and youngins type of matchups today.
But then again, don't make a mistake with these VNS boys. They are high schoolers, but they play like they're, arguably, some of them professionals. 3-1 now. Quinto Tires up by 2. Previously a service ace for him as well, talking about John Castile. As he sends it across. The set by Mangulabnan. Medino, the off spin. Perpetual keeps it alive. Mangulabnan again with a set. Medino. That was too strong.
Bornel and Albon weren't there to block him, but we'll see whether or not the Preps will be able to adjust throughout the game.
So the Altasas turn now. Or again, turn again. John Castile gets it across. Camacho had a hard time controlling that ball. Another service ace for John Castile. So John Castile again with another chance as it's 5-1 now. He gets it across. The set by Mangulabnan. The tap. Not the best attack for VNS a while ago. But that time Paliasa over-attacking. That's out of bounds. So make that 5-2. So it's Al Cordero's turn to serve for VNS. He'll get it through. The setup. Albon. Good reception. Mangulabnan gets it ready. No one was there. Bornel taps it. Still not that time. But Paliasa was there out of nowhere.
Abenoja, good read there. Finding that spot before he'll be able to get the point for VHS.
Another look at that Charles Paliasa out of nowhere attack. He'll be the one to serve. Gets it across. Powerful serve from Paliasa. Nevertheless, it's Villacrucis finding a hole in that Perpetual defense.
VNS is actually known for their offense, you know. They're actually really good. It's more about consistency and making sure that they find their footing early instead of letting their opponents pull away.
Bornel able to get that through. So that is Jester Bornel. So JM Albon will serve now for Quinto Tires Perpetual. They're up by 4 points. Camacho receives it. The set, the attack, denied. No ID, no entry, says Jester Bornel. As we enter our first technical timeout, 8-3. Perpetual up by 5. We'll be back. We return to the action here at the MetPark Sports Center. So far, Perpetual holding on to a 5-point lead. But a while ago, Titus Villacrucis with an impressive attack. Meanwhile, RK Medino with a missile from the sky.
Medino coming from the side there, he knew immediately what they wanted.
Let's take another look again. RK Medino with no remorse. As Ercilio will be the one to serve. That was a sharp one. The attack. Oh, good hustle by the VNS boys as they keep it alive. Meanwhile, Bornel with bad intentions.
Abenoja is a really good libero, as you can see. He's been very, very consistent with his digging and his receiving. He's there when his team needs him, and he's there when he needs to be as a libero.
That's what you like to see. Everybody just filling in the needed roles. As Jester Bornel with a chance to serve. At that time, committing an error. Nevertheless, a great attack during that pass sequence for Mr. Bornel. 9-5. Titus Villacrucis now gets it across. The set, the attack. Well, the running attack won't work, but they'll keep it alive. They just bailed it out. Meanwhile, Liray. Great move from Kim Liray.
Nice read there from VNS. They knew exactly what the setter was going to do and was there with the blockers, and then used an off-the-block hit to gain that point.
Sometimes power is not the answer. Precision is. 9-6 now, still in favor of Perpetual. As Titus Villacrucis goes long, too long. Ten to 6 now. Clint Mateo. That's too strong. Another point for VNS.
The Perps here giving 3 points just because of their errors. If you lessen their errors, I'm pretty sure that VNS would be far behind by now.
Perpetual keeps it alive. Arrozado will try. Arrozado dropping the mic. Let's take another look. Again, Arrozado just finding that right spot at the right time. 11-7. Quinto Tires up by 4. What a serve coming from Arrozado. But VNS was there. So that is out, way out. So Perpetual will earn a point.
Energy is up for Quinto Tires.
Twelve to 7 now. 5-point lead for the Perpetual Altas.
Number 15, Dexter Arrozado, serving for the Altas.
So Arrozado had a great service a while ago. Looks like he'll go for power again. Mangulabnan the set. Medino, not that time. So the point goes to Quinto Tires Perpetual as we enter a timeout called by VNS. We'll be back for more.
Coach Michael Carino first noticed Jose Miguel Albon at the palarong pambansa earlier this year and didn't think twice about getting him for UPSHD, seeing his winning mentality right away. Growing up in Siquijor, Albon had to adjust a lot from Manila's heat and smoke to the faster pace of volleyball in the city, but he's always ready to improve for his dream. His love for volleyball started back in grade 3 watching Eliza Valdez on their small TV at nagkaroon nga siya ng pagkakataon makita at makilala si Eliza during the palarong pambansa, and that was a dream come true. What he admires most about her is her humbleness, something he hopes to carry throughout his own career. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Andrea. And what a story indeed for someone like JM Albon. And great to see, programs, big volleyball programs like Perpetual looking into grassroots talents from the provinces.
And it says a lot, especially if you look up to people, especially when you have idols. You never know. Maybe one day Albon will be the one to inspire somebody to join volleyball in it.
For sure, if anybody's watching him right now who wants to pursue volleyball, if that doesn't inspire you, I don't know what will. But right now, the Griffins getting a service ace as they narrow the gap to just 4 points. Al Cordero once again. He'll go for power. But that's too long. So make that 15 to 10.
Number 17, Pabiasa, number 6, Pavilion.
So another chance for Quinto Tires to make something happen here.
Number 6, Justin Pavilion, serving for the Altas.
Justin Favilla, it's his turn now. He'll go long. Nangulabnan the set. Beautiful finish. Titus Villacruzis with precision. That was so good. We have to see it twice. Again, Villacruzis. Straight up, just smashing that ball downwards.
Quinto Tires switching up their setter and their opposite hitter, which is good. It means that they have something up their sleeve in terms of strategy to change.
And now we enter our second technical timeout, 16 to 11. Quinto Tires Perpetual still up. We go back to the action. Only here at the Met Park Sports Center. 16-11. Quinto Tires up by 5. The setup, the attack. Titus Villacrucis once again. Let's take another look. Again, Villacrucis not disappointing. Beautiful set as well by his teammate.
Honestly, VNS, you can't say anything about their offensive attacks. You can't say that they're not good because they know exactly how to utilize their spikers.
Meanwhile, Perpetual finding a hole in that wall. Rosado using his brain juice. Another look on that Rosado attack. Again, deflecting that ball off the blockers' arms. As we have a 5-point difference. Guerra, the setup. Liray, not that time. This time, Perpetual. It'll work in your favor. Courtesy of Nino Talisayan. Oh, wait a minute. No, not an attack, but a violation committed by VNS. As a timeout is called by them, we'll be back. Back to the action here. 18-12. Quinto Tires up. But the Griffins narrow it down to just 5 points.
VNS now has to step up, especially in terms of defense. It's really hard with Perpetual knowing exactly how to use themselves in terms of court presence.
Meanwhile, Rosado getting denied. And the VNS capitalizing on that small window. See it one more time. Al Cordero out of nowhere hits it. So it's a 4-point gap. Villacrucis now goes long. The tap, not that time. Soriano getting denied. Cordero sets it up. Liray will try, not that time. Rosado. No ID, no entry, says Soriano. Let's take a look one more time. Soriano closing the gate in that sequence.
Look at that, VNS working on their defense now in terms of blocking. They should be able to do that, especially with a lot of them with a very high vertical. Not necessarily really tall players, but tall enough to be able to reach the ball.
Villacrucis, sharp one. Denied, that was John Castile. Rosado, not that time too. 4 touches called on Perpetual. What defense showcased by the boys in blue. As we have a timeout here, 18-16. Back to the action here. Only down now to a 2-point lead for Perpetual. Make it 3 points after a running attack from Corpus.
Abanejo right behind all his spikers. He was there again. Very good defense. You know, if you could give a lot of love to liberos, it would be great because a lot of the time they get looked past, overlooked.
Indeed, Abino has been one integral part of that floor defense of Perpetual. VNS, the Griffins now with a chance. Soriano climbing up the ladder for a point. So lead is back to 2 points. Let's take another look at the Griffins. Again, Soriano just flat out playing hard.
Setter and spiker substitution change here for VNS. Again, maybe a change in strategy, or maybe it's a way for them to just shake up the perps.
Mangulabnan. Liray. Good defense. But Perpetual unable to convert it into offense.
VNS now catching up to Perpetual.
So with that, the lead is cut down to just 1 point for Quinto Tires. As Mangulabnan will get it across. The setup, the attack. And that is in. Arky Corpus with a bomb. Another look on that Arky Corpus attack. Seems to like that running attack. Miscommunication on the part of Perpetual.
That's good, but you know, at least they tried because at least that wasn't called as a rotational error because they changed themselves last minute.
22-19. Perpetual losing a point that time. So Liray and company with a chance to gain some momentum. Liray gets it across. The setup, the attack. Good floor defense from the Griffins. And that is in for VNS.
VNS found their footing, I believe, and I think the switch up between Setter and Spiker really helped them as a team and showed how their dynamic changes just with 2 players.
So we saw Julius Rosilio tie the game up at 20. Meanwhile, Charles Palayasa with a thunderbolt. 21-20. Strong attack after strong attack. And mind you, this is only our first set. We have a close one so far. It's too long for Arky Corpus.
Especially in critical moments like this when you reach the 20s, errors that happen because of service is very, very hard to maintain, especially in men's volleyball when service can just end the game in itself.
All tied up at 21. But Perpetual will gain a 1 point lead after VNS fumbles that service.
A lot of the time, it is easier in men's volleyball for people to win in service because there isn't a lot of rallies, you know, unlike you see in women's. For men's, it's all about attack and whoever makes the error first.
Palayasa. This time VNS. Julius Arcilio once again with a dagger.
Blockers of the Perps were not able to get at least a 1 touch there for Abanejo to receive in the back line.
What an intense first set so far. Medino, service ace for RK. Timeout called by Coach Mike of Quinto Tires, as we'll be back for more. We go back to the action only here at the Met Park Sports Center. Another look on that service ace coming from RK Medino.
VNS really showing that, even though you stumble a little bit in the beginning, you'll be able to bounce back if you set your mind to it.
Indeed, these are no ordinary high school kids. But right now, Albon getting denied. Villa Crucis with an iceberg.
Like you said, Cholo, it's easy to forget that these kids are in fact just in high school, going against these NCAA players right now who are preparing for the upcoming season.
Indeed. As of right now, VNS, great defense on their part. Medino, they're denied, but it's still alive. Abino at the set. Boronel showing him how it's done.
Bornell on top of that ball with a quick adjust immediately, knowing full well where the ball should go and where he saw it.
Another look on that Bornell quick attack. VNS will try again. Medino sends that ball packing, crying home to its mama. 24 to 23, 25 rather to 23. As that'll conclude set 1 of VNS, showing that the young guns can indeed dominate as well. And we'll be back for set 2. See you all. Back to the action here. Let's take a look at our score for our first set. Brought to you by Black Mamba Energy Drink. 25 to 23. And if you're Quinto Tires Perpetual, that's gotta break your heart. But still, it's not yet over. It's far from over, actually. You still have a set 2 coming your way. So let's see how Quinto Tires Perpetual will bounce back.
Right, so the Quinto Tires Perpetual, they were leading in the first set, so you'd think they'd be able to keep that lead, but apparently VNS had different plans and showed them that it didn't matter what age they were, how far their experience was. What mattered to them was that they were able to bounce back and get where they got to go.
Indeed, you know what they say, it doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish. And for VNS, that was their mantra in set 1. But set 2 is a different story. So let's see what shall transpire.
Right, so Quinto Tires needs to work a lot on their consistency. It was very hard, it's sad because a lot of them are really, really good spikers. A lot of them are very good at defense. They have, again, Abanejo. And VNS, on the other hand, they just need to start strong and end strong.
So VNS bring out that youthful and unpredictable energy out their bag. But for the first blood of this set, RK Corpus and friends will get that first point. So Clint Mateo will serve. Good reception from Camacho. The set by Mangolabnan. The tap by Liray. Not that time. Mateo with a set. The attack. Ball is alive. Medino. No good on the tap. Mateo. Palihasa. With a bazooka.
I believe that it is a fight between the setters right now. Mga Lubnan had to go under the net a while ago just to make sure that his spiker got the set. And Mateo is everywhere around the court to make sure that that ball gets to his spikers.
Indeed, the setters have been doing great jobs with their respective squads as Liray getting denied. Mangulabnan, another try. Liray will try. He got denied the first time, the second time, he got the point. Make that 2-1. So just when you thought the likes of Medino, Villacruzis were causing problems, Kim Liray joins the party. Service ace, you gotta love the energy of these boys in blue.
They have that youthful energy.
Indeed.
I remember when I was in high school and I had that much energy with life.
Indeed, but now, how much energy do you have?
This is our 4th game of the day. You tell me.
But perhaps, you know what they say, save the best for last. So that's why we have such a high quality volleyball game ahead of us. 3-2 now, Quinto Tires holding on to a 1-point gap. Arrozado, Camacho receives it, the set by Mangulabnan, Cordero not that time. Palihasa will try. And it's still alive. Camacho the set. Medino. Good hustle from Arrozado. Mateo will set it up. Palihasa will finish.
Palayasa was definitely the player of that point, receiving with his foot. We love that, and that is why volleyball is volleyball, because no matter what, as long as the ball doesn't touch the floor, it is yours.
And Palayasa showing him how it's done in the big leagues. 4-2 now. Arrozado, power serve. Reaching beyond the net was called on Perpetual, so VNS will get one.
Palayasa should be more careful when it comes to reaching beyond the net, especially that's just a free point to the other team. It's better to just not risk those kinds of points.
Cordero serves for the Griffins. The set by Mateo. Palayasa with a bazooka. Let's take another look. Charles Palayasa with no regard for human life.
Palayasa really showing himself now as an attacker for the Quinto Tires.
Meanwhile, Villacruzis answering back with his own ammo.
Villacruzis, since set 1, has been kind of crazy when it comes to his attack points. It doesn't matter as long as he's carrying the offense.
So again, you have your usual suspects now. Liray, Medino, Villacruzis. Meanwhile, for Perpetual, let's see what they have in mind. They keep it alive. Talking about VNS. The setup, the attack. Boronel once again.
Boronel, one of the older players for Quinto Tires, doing really well in this game.
6-4 now. Still a close one. Palayasa, power serve. Perhaps too much power. Six to 5 now. The Griffins with a chance. Julius Arcilio gets it across. Not the best reception for Arsenio, as he'll be replaced by Abenoja, perhaps their ace libero. Speaking of ace, service ace for the Griffins.
Serving for VNS, number 10, Julius Arcilio.
So Arcilio with another chance. Gets it across. The setup, the tap, not that time. It's still alive. Good defense. Net defense to be exact. What was that? Villacruzis is feeling it.
Just there with Villacruz in the center of the net. Usually in those moments, it's all about confidence and spunk.
Take another look.
One more.
Meanwhile, Villacruz is getting denied. Boronel putting up the walls. We're tied at 7. I wouldn't be surprised if Perpetual steals this set too. As Camacho receives it, the set by Mangulabnan. Villacruz with a wrecking ball. As we head into our first technical timeout, 8-7, VNS holding on to a 1-point lead.
Guys, we're talking about the VNS players who are still from high school, but VNS has been in the industry for almost 9 years now. And this is one of the first times they've put the spotlight on their younger players. Usually in leagues like this, they field veteran lineups, but now the team is mostly composed of youth. Coach Ralph Ocampo praised their effort, highlighting 17-year-old Liray and 16-year-old Medino na nakakabilib daw dahil nakakasabay na agad sa mga kalabang veterano. And even if they've only won 1 game so far, he's confident that D in NDSL is clearly working for his team. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Andrea, for that beautiful report. And you know, I only have one question to the managers of VNS. Where do they find these players?
Right, 16 and 17-year-olds going against these mature veteran players. I'm not just talking about Quinto Tires. The fact that they went against like Signal, you know, it's already a lot. It already says something about their skill level.
Indeed, and I also have one question for Kim Liray. What does he eat for breakfast? I need some of those. Talking about him, he got denied, but he'll try one more time. Liray sends it home, backing, crying to his mama.
You can see a lot of Liray's, you can hear it actually when he spiked that loud hit, and it's like, wow, how much is this guy eating and putting in the work?
Again, I need whatever that guy's having. But this time, Arky Cruz answering back with his own version of an attack. Another look. That ball was so fast, the camera didn't even keep up to it. That time, the Griffins will earn a point as the service did not go through. Somebody check on the ball. That thing might be losing air at this point.
Somebody check on the antenna, because apparently it came apart by the net.
Somebody check on all the equipment that the ball is hitting. As we have a tied set at 10.
There's kind of focused energy that's going on the court with both teams. Both teams taking this very, very seriously. You don't see a single smile, but I think it's because they're locked in and both really want this set.
Indeed. And that's the kind of intensity you would like to see, again, from these fresh faces in blue and these relatively seasoned boys in white. As Rosado will send it to the other side. A good save from Mangulabnan. Arcilio will try. Not that time. Mateo the set. Rosado rises up. Rosado will finish.
You see the leadership that goes in Mangulabnan in VNS. He's been leading his team pretty well, you know, as the setter, calling the plays. And you see the drastic difference between Mangulabnan and Mateo, who leads in a more quiet, and this is what I'm gonna give you, and you're going to get that point.
Service ace. Yet again, Rosado delivering the package. 12 to 10 now. 2-point gap. Perpetual in the lead. Arrozado. Sharp serve. Medino tries. Not that time. Good hustle from Arrozado. Paleasa rising up. But that is out.
VNS.
12 to 11. VNS earning that point. Al Cordero now. Will send it across on a soft one. The set by Mateo. Paleasa denied. Nevertheless, Paleasa will earn a point for his squad. Take another look. Despite getting blocked, touched off the blockers of VNS. Meanwhile, the set by Mangulabnan. Medino rising up. Medino with a strike. Another look on that RK Medino flush.
Medino leading the attack points from VNS with his other teammate.
VNS keeping it alive. Liray out of nowhere. A back row attack from Kim Liray.
Liray, Villacruzis, and Medino, those three really knowing how to use the offense for VNS going against NCAA players.
All tied up at 13. Medino to the other side, but that's too strong.
But you know, Cholo, the fact that these kids are in high school, imagine how good they'll be when they get scouted in whatever university or college they plan to go.
Exactly, that's what I've been thinking for sure. If they're eligible to play in the collegiate ranks, you know, schools are going to be lined up to recruit them. Or who knows, maybe at this point they've already, you know, established quote-unquote contracts with certain schools already. I wouldn't be surprised considering how good they are.
You never know, maybe in NDSL some coaches have already spotted them and said, wow, there's an opportunity for them somewhere.
Indeed. But that time, Jester Bornell climbing up the ladder and breaking that barrier. Let's take another look. Again, Bornell slapping that one home. Mangulabnan the set. But Villacruzis way off on that attack. As we enter our second technical timeout, 16 to 14, we'll be back for more volleyball action. We go back to the action here in the Met Park Sports Center, 16 to 14. Perpetual holding on to a 2-point gap. But so far, both teams really bringing out their A games. Still no clear-cut winner. Good reception by Camacho. Liray flying! But great anticipation that time from Perpetual as Medino will try. Arrozado. Not that time. Medino, one more try. And there you have it. RK Medino blows it up.
Medino from the back row is not stopping him. You know, good on his setter for trusting him again and again and again to get that point.
You saw it one more time. Medino. Again, no remorse. As Villacruzis will get it over the net. Barely. Service ace for the young gun. Villacruzes gets it over. Mateo the set. Arrozado. He gets denied. VNS with a shield.
There was a check ball point for VNS. Number 18, Titus Villacruzes serving.
Villacruzes will be serving once again for VNS. Abenoja receiving that one. Mateo with a set. Arrozado with bad intentions.
You know, VNS, they really don't disappoint when it comes to playing the game offensively and aggressively. But let's look at their defense and hope full well that they'll be able to protect themselves against the attacks of Perps.
You know, skill-wise, arguably, these teams,
Are quite equal.
yeah, are quite equal. Again, arguably. So maybe Perpetual can hold on to that experience that they have. Meanwhile, Arrozado once again with a missile launcher. Another look on what just happened. Arrozado bringing out the big guns. Over reception from Camacho. So the Altas getting one more point. 19-18.
You know, Mateo has been really standing out as a player, even though he is not a spiker for the Quinto Tires.
Indeed. Their setters, their liberos, actually both teams. As that's Kim Liray once again earning a point. Another look on that Kim Liray leap of faith. Abenoa, good reception, the set. Great tap, cerebral move from Dexter Arrozado. (22-19), slowly but surely we're entering quote-unquote crunch time, as we call it in basketball.
Bring basketball into the volleyball world. Crunch time, guys. I'm gonna use that now too.
Crunch time, as we're nearing point 25, or who knows, even beyond. We're tied up at 20.
Very close game this match. You know, it's probably the closest game we've had today.
Yeah, for sure. Mateo, high set, the attack. Albon once again sends it backing.
Albon probably trying to inspire somebody out there to play volleyball like him, like Alyssa Valdez did with him in Palarong Pambansa.
21-20. But that time, it's out of bounds, so Perpetual gives away a point. Another tied moment at 21. So only time shall tell what will happen in this set as Medino gets it across. The high set, the attack. JM Albon once again providing inspiration, not only for himself, but for his teammates. Let's take another look. Again, Albon flat out just playing hard. But again, credits to Abenoja for that very precise reception.
Exactly.
Number 6, Justin Favilla, serving for Quinto Perpetual.
So we haven't seen this guy in a while, Justin Favilla. We'll go for a strong serve. Villacruzes not hitting that ball, but they keep it alive. Mateo, they rise up with a tap. Mateo thought they had the point, but the Griffins yet again tying this game at 22-all.
The coach of Quinto Tires doesn't seem to be very happy with the referee's call.
Arcilio getting it across. Abenoha with a good reception. But there was a violation on the side of VNS. So 23-22. Quinto Tires with a thin margin. But first a timeout called by Coach Ralph Ocampo of VNS, as we'll be back for more. Go back to the action here. A very thin difference between these two teams. Villa Cruz is unable to complete the attack. So with that, Quinto Tires at set point. But first a timeout once again called by Coach Ralph Ocampo, as we'll be back. This time, VNS looking for a point, and they got it. Lirai rising to the occasion, literally.
Literally, they be flying.
Another look on that Kim Lirai leap of faith. We'll be back after this short timeout. We go back to the action, 24-23. Villa Cruz with some crucial service responsibilities as he'll get it across. The setup, the attack. Arrozado getting that one to go. And there you have it. The Perpetual help Altas Quinto Tires bouncing back after that set 1 loss. And now both teams with 1 set in their bag. We'll be back for set 2. Back to reaction here, taking a look at our scores for sets 1 and 2. Presented to you by Black Mamba Energy Drink. The score just swapped. And then the winners also swapped. Set 1 belonging to the Griffins, set 2 to the Altas.
Really, it's anyone's game now. Both of them found their footing, both of them equal in offense and defense. The points are so near that you can't really tell who is going to gain the lead. So right now, we just hope that both teams will be able to sustain and just see which one would make the errors first.
So right now, to break the equalizer, we have set 3 on our way.
All right, here comes set 3. Hopefully, we'll be able to see which team will actually be able to take this set early on. But also at the same time, we knew not to do that because both teams really like to catch up on one another and nobody can really lead.
And that is actually what makes this game very entertaining. You know what they say, save the best game for the last. Perpetual now with a chance. Good anticipation from VNS. The attack by Palihasa. But he is denied. An iceberg from Al Cordero. Another look. Al Cordero initiating lockdown. As play continues here, Rosado rising up, climbing up the ladder.
Mangulab na, frustrated with himself. But you know, it happens really, that lapse of judgment, that hesitation. But that split-second hesitation could cost you the point.
Rosado, power serve. Good reception, Mangulab ng the set. Medino, soft touch, won't work. Palihasa, the tap. Cerebral move from Charles. Make that 2-1 now. Another look on what happened. Charles Palihasa again. Sometimes power is not the answer. Oh, what a serve. Mangulab na the setup. Liray. That was too strong.
Number 15, Dexter Arozado.
3-1 now. Dexter Arozado has played phenomenally so far for Quinto Tires. Power serve. Ulabnan, high setup. Liray with a bazooka.
Liray, very consistent with his offensive attacks. Not getting a lot of attack errors actually when it comes to his spike.
Another look on that Kim Liray. Quick attack. This time it's Perpetual. Let's see what they'll do. Palihasa. At that time, VNS keeps it alive. High setup. Palihasa taps it. Good anticipation. Liray. That is in. Kim Liray with a thunderbolt.
You can see both teams are really hungry to win this set. Whoever gains the set actually gains momentum. It's really hard to move things to a fifth set. Most of the time, games end at the fourth set for a reason.
Albon. Not that time. Mangulabnan with a setup. Medino. He gets denied. VNS will try one more time. And it won't work. Perpetual initiating lockdown. Make that 4-3. Another look. Was that a triple block? Oh, double block from Perpetual. VNS looking to attack. Good floor defense from Perpetual. Palihasa finding a crack on that wall.
Quinto Tires really wanting to pull away early in the set.
To serve number 16, Arky Corpus.
5-3 now. Mangulabnan tried to save it, but he was too late.
That's a point for Quinto Perpetua.
6-3 now. 3-point margin in favor of Perpetual. Let's see if they can steer away with a big lead. But certainly, VNS has made that very difficult. They keep it alive. Palihasa. That was too long.
Point for VNS.
46 now. It's Al Cordero's turn to make something happen. It doesn't complete the service.
Number 17.
7-4.
Number 17, Charles Mariasa, serving for Quinto Perpetua.
Palihasa. Strong serve. Camacho receives it. Mangulabnan, high setup. The attack. Arcilio with power.
You know, honestly, when you see these two teams go up against each other, you really can't tell which one's in high school and which one's in college. Both seem like they're on equal land right now. It's equal offense, equal defense. Both teams have their star players, and it's all about who stays consistent.
Indeed, if you didn't tell me VNS were high schoolers, I wouldn't know. And I'd think actually they're just the same level as Perpetual, ranking wise. So it's 7-5. Perpetual holding on to a 2-point lead. Medino, strong serve. Oh, great tap to the other side from Clint Mateo. We'll enter our first technical timeout. 8-5. Perpetual up by 3.
Close sets, it's obvious both coaches really want this win. In their huddles, Coach Ralph and Coach Michael laid out their quick adjustments, but they were saying the same thing in different ways. Play smarter. At this point, it's not just about who's stronger, quicker, it's about who can make the smarter moves when it counts. Shola and Tati.
Thank you very much, Andrea, for that report. And indeed, I agree. Who can make the smarter moves when it matters the most? That's another way of saying that, you know, it doesn't matter how you start, it matters how you finish, how you decide in the crucial moments.
And who makes the less errors? You've been seeing right now that in terms of attack points, they're quite equal. It's all about which ones, which team, which players are going to hold on and make sure that they don't make any type of error.
Indeed, great point right there. As you've said it, both teams excelling on the offensive side, actually also on the defensive side. But it's a matter of who will commit less mistakes. As Arrozado coming out of nowhere, but that was too long.
Arrozado really showing his power and his strength ever since the first set, you know. It's all about him staying consistent with that power.
Indeed. They don't want to fall into the trap of just using that power blindlessly. Meanwhile, VNS cooking something up. Liray, not that time. Good floor defense from Malbon. Arrozado got denied, and no one was there to pick that ball up.
And another point for VNS.
8-9.
You can see the bench of Quinto Tires getting very agitated on their side of the court.
Rosado got denied again. Nobody was there to pick up the slack. As Clint Mateo this time reconquers that point lost to VNS a while ago. Another look. Again, Clint Mateo bringing out unpredictability in that bag. Liray rising up. That is out. So 11-8 is our score. Perpetual up by only 3 points. Set up by Mangulabnan. Medino out of nowhere, bringing out the cannonball.
Medino is really good in the back line. If you see, a lot of his back row attacks are all in, and he makes sure that he gets that point trusted by Mangulabnan.
But of course, that guy, Mangulabnan, also has been phenomenal. Great setups, getting the ball ready.
Both setters have been really good.
Actually, yeah.
Mangulabnan and Mateo.
Indeed.
I think if I could give them both best player of the game, I'd give them both best player of the game.
And I'm wondering if that's possible. But yeah, definitely a great point. Both of them deserves it. Actually, almost everybody in both rosters really just filling up that role in great fashion. As that time, Julius Arcilio over attacking. So Perpetual will earn a point. Again, it's all about the team who makes the less errors. Good reception. Mangulabnan, high set. Medino finding a crack on that wall. Another look on that RK Medino finish. Another day in the office for the young gun. High setup. Palihasa. Not that time for Charles. Liray sends that ball home.
Liray not disappointing yet again with his offense. You know, somebody should just give this man like a trophy or something. It's really good coming from the wings.
Liray is feeling it in today's game. Meanwhile, Palihasa won't work. Arky Corpuz bringing out the dagger. No setup needed for Arky Corpuz. This time it's Dexter Arosado's turn. Power serve. Mangulabnan was there. Good hustle on his part. Abinoa the setup. The attack. Palihasa sends it away.
You can see the frustration right now on both teams actually. And how much they just want to win, how much they want to get there, how much they want to get in.
Dexter Arosado with a chance now. 14-11. Power serve. And that leads to a service ace for Dexter.
Substitution for VNS, number 10 out, number 11, Savion in.
Couple of substitutions for VNS.
Serving number 15, Dexter Arosado.
Arosado. Mangulabnan, the setup. This time, Medino will try. Abinoa receiving it. The setup by Mateo. The tap. Rally continues. Mangulabnan again to Liray. And finally, Kim Liray closing that book.
Abinoa with a double touch there. He didn't know what else to do.
Serving for VNS,
15-12. Perpetual up by 3. Liray able to attack. Albon, Mangolabdan was there. The setup by Cordero. RK Medino. Not that time, as it was out, so point belongs to Perpetual as we enter our second technical timeout. We go back to the action. Arky Corpuz now serving for Perpetual. Camacho hustling for that ball. Mangolabdan won't set it up, sends it to the other side. This time, Palihasa delivering the package. Another timeout, this time called by Coach Ralph Ocampo, as we'll be back for more. Back to the action here, 17-12, Perpetual with a 5-point margin in favor of themselves. As we'll take another look on that Charles Palihasa mic drop. Arky Corpuz now. This time VNS looking for an opening, and they do. Al Cordero, what a strike.
Honestly, if VNS wants to make a comeback, they really need to focus on their consistency and find more aggressive attacks in a way they can still be consistent.
Palihasa. Soriano closing the gate on that one. Let's take another look. Soriano sacrificing his hands to stop that one. As we'll be back after this timeout called by Coach Mike of Perpetual. Back to the action here at the Met Park Sports Center as Perpetual is up by 3 in this setup. Meanwhile, Soriano continuing his great showcase of defense throughout this game. Another block. Lead is down to 2 points. Cordero, sharp serve. This time it's Villa Cruz's.
VNS, I told you, needs to find a way to keep those consistent attacks if they want to keep winning, you know. If there's any way for them to catch up, it's to continue that kind of attitude and momentum throughout the whole game.
Indeed, they will have to do those kinds of things until the very end. Meanwhile, Perpetual finding a hole in that wall.
Serving number 17, Charles Apiesa.
18-16. Perpetual up by 2 points. Again, both teams with one set in their bag. As Paliasa gives away a point.
Serving for VNS, number 5, Arcade Medino.
18-17 now. Medino. Not that time. Step by Mateo. Bornel taps it. Mangulabnan. Liray. And that back row attack works for them.
Alright, you see the momentum shift already happening. Quinto Tires is kind of letting go right now. They both need to lock in if they want to make sure that they keep the momentum on their side.
We're all tied up at 18. And yet again, we're nearing crunch time, as we say in basketball. RK Medino will be the one to serve for the Griffins. A chance to take the lead for them, but instead gives up a point and gives Perpetual the lead. Albon gets it across. Liray, the setup. Medino, the attack. It's good on that off spin.
RK Medino again with his offensive attacks.
All tied up at 19.
You know, there really isn't much to say besides from the fact that they are on equal ground right now. Defense, offense, everything.
I agree with you, as the score said otherwise, as Arrozado earning a point for Perpetual. Liray and Mangulabnan arguing to our officials that that was a violation committed. Bornel, sharp serve. Mangulabnan, high setup. Liray. The exclamation point for Kim Liray.
Official score, we are tied at all 20.
All tied up at 20. A bunch of ties this game actually.
Titus Villacruzes.
Villacruzes will serve. Abenoa received it. Mateo tapping it in simple fashion. (21-20). Perpetual again with a thin margin in favor of themselves. Mangulabnan. Liray denied. Mangulabnan yet again. Liray didn't go for power. Abenoa. Al Cordero closing the gate on that one.
VNS with their blocks, they've been actually doing really better since set one in terms of blocking.
Paliasa. So that is out. So after all, the point will go to the Griffins. And don't look now, VNF holding a 1-point lead. (22-21). Not that time. VNS now will try a fight mid-air.
The ball hit the antenna.
VNS getting a point. The Griffins now earning points when it matters the most. We'll be back after a timeout. return to the action here at the Met Park Sports Center. VNS holding a 2-point lead, a crucial 2-point lead, by the way. As VNS keeps it alive. Arrozado attacks. Arrozado with a dynamite.
Arrozado has become more consistent as time goes on, actually. So you see him develop from set 1 to set 3, which is good, you know. But also at the same time, Arrozado still needs to work on his own control of his power.
Certainly one of, for sure, the main guys to watch out for in this Altas squad. Right now, Arrozado, you can see he is very exhausted. Who knew some or a bunch of high schoolers can challenge them in this way? Dexter will serve, will get it across. Good dive from Camacho. Medino, that is out. And yet again, we have a tied moment at 23. You've said it, Marvani. All tied up at 23. Arrozado, crucial service. Gets it across. Camacho received it. Mangulabnan sets it up. RK Medino delivers that package. Let's take another look. Again, RK Medino showing no mercy. Liray. Abenoja. The setup by Mateo. Palihasa. Still alive. Albon. Mangulabnan. High setup. And that is out. So we have a tied moment again at 24.
It's because that their skill gap is so equal. Like, you could barely see anything like different from the two. So, you know, it's hard. It's hard. And this could go on. This could go to 5 sets if they wanted to.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. All tied up at 24. Camacho receives it. The setup. The tap. Not that time. Arrozado to Palihasa. That is denied. Al Cordero with a fortress.
VNS once again at set point.
(25-24) VNS holding that thin margin, but they can win it if they score one more. I shouldn't have said that. We're all tied up at 25.
All right, so the boys really need to learn how to end the game. You know, somebody needs to finish it, somebody needs to end it, consecutive points, but it's really hard, especially in men's volleyball.
Indeed. No good that time for Marsilio. Meanwhile, Albon, not that time, but it's still alive. The tap by Mateo. Clint Mateo going to work. And you can feel the energy. Coach Ralph Ocampo will call a timeout, 26-25. A very thin margin between these two squads. Back to the action here. The Perpetual Altas at set point. Another look on the tap a while ago by Clint Mateo. Mangulabnan, the setup. Medino attacks. And there you have it. Quinto Tires Perpetual help Altas will steal this set 3. What a set it was.
What a set it was. They were really fighting to gain that third set, to gain momentum for the next 1 or 2 sets. You never know.
Must be a heartbreaker for VNS, but stay tuned. Set 4 on your way in a bit. We go back to the action here as we take a look at the scores of the past 3 sets, brought to you by Black Mamba Energy Drink. So all of those sets very close, and I'm sure that last one was very heartbreaking for Team VNS.
Yes, very heartbreaking, especially since you saw how hard they were fighting. You could see Mangulabnan's frustration, especially as a setter to his spikers. But you know what? His spikers are doing really well. We have Diray, you have Medino, you have Villacruzes, all of them working together as a team to make sure that they get that point. But you know what? Good on them, because I can't say that Quinto Tires or VNS are better than one another, because both of them are quite equal.
Indeed. You know, I'm sure the score, the number of sets won, that doesn't do justice. Speaking of, you know, the skill level of these teams. But right now, nothing to do but for VNS to move forward into set 4. And hopefully they can get one. But if Perpetual can get this one, then they can go home to Las Piñas with a smile. And I'm sure they would want that, considering how bad the traffic is on the way back there. Mahirap na yun, talo na. Traffic ba? Bad trip ka pa.
Parang ikaw yung
Actually, ako yun.
projects.
Ako ang bad trip dahil traffic. As set 4 now continues, or rather will start. Palihasa opening this one with a bang.
Palyasa, Arrozado, Albon, these players are doing really well as the main spikers for the team. But you know what? You can't say that Mateo isn't doing what he can do on the service line as the setter, as the playmaker, as the game maker. What do you call it in basketball? The point guard. See, I know my stuff. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're right though. You know, if I'm gonna compare the setter to a position in basketball, it's definitely the point guard, yes.
See? I know my basketball lingo.
And I know my volleyball lingo. Hopefully I do. At least hopefully I make it look like I do.
Okay, crunch time.
As of right now, it's all tied up at 1. And again, I'm not gonna be surprised if it's gonna be almost the same as last set, where we reached 27 points. Meanwhile, oh, what a hustle play right there as Medino sent it across. Meanwhile, Dexter Arrozado just bring out the boom.
The boom! I think the both of us had a really long day. And these players are about to have a longer day until they take this set. And you know what? I feel like this is going to be the greatest win for whoever wins and the greatest heartbreak for whoever loses.
Indeed. I mean, if you're Perpetual, you haven't won at all in this series. If you're VNS, you're a bunch of high school kids wanting to prove something. You have pride at the line.
Both are hungry, both have stories, both have the inspiration and the motivation to win.
Meanwhile, Palihasa! Oh my goodness!
Palhaso with a bit of attitude when he went down.
I'm not seeing any ladder. How did he climb up so high? Another look on that Palayasa attack.
Serving for the Altas.
3-2 now. Mangulabnan, high setup. Medino. Once again, RK Medino with a death blow.
Number 5, Arcade Medino.
Another tied moment at 3 as Medino will serve this one out, and he does. He does serve this one out, literally. 4-3 now, Perpetual earning that point.
Serving number 17.
A chance to steer away with a lead, but you know, based on what happened during the past sets, I doubt it. High setup. Medino. That's too long. And you can see in their body language they want to finally end this.
Number 17, Charles Pagliasa. Serving for Quinto Perpetual.
Palayasa. Good reception from Liray. Oh my goodness, Soriano showing some hops.
Attack point for VNS.
5-4 now. VNS cutting that gap to just 1 point. Soriano, Abinoa was there. Perpetual tried to tap it in, but instead sends it outside. So yet again we have a tied moment at 5.
But we saw this already happen before where Quinto Tire starts to lead in the first part. But then VNS keeps going after them. VNS does not let this stop them.
Exactly, that has been the theme. But JM Albon, kitang-kita mo yung gigil kay JM Albon. Another look on that attack coming from JM. Pero yun lang, nabawi agad yung 1 point as they commit a service error. Or rather, a service that went out. So another tied moment at 6. Titus.
See how easy it is for VNS to like catch up. Really, like they don't let a little bit of discouragement not let them fight for the point.
Dexter Arrozado once again giving Perpetual a point. He has been phenomenal in this game.
Serving for Quinto Perpetual, number 10, Chester
Bornel to Liray. Cordero, not that time. The attack. Arrozado somehow, someway getting it through.
First technical timeout.
Technical timeout. Our first one, 8-6 in favor of Perpetual. We'll be back for more. We return to the action. You're still tuning in to the NDSL Volleyball Series. VNS now with an opportunity. Liray getting denied. RK Corpus with a fortress. Let's take another look. Perpetual leveling up their defense in the best time possible. They're now leading by 3 points. Meanwhile, Liray will try again. And Liray will not miss twice in a row.
You know, know what, Lirai, whenever he comes out from the wings, he really gets that jump and he really gets that power from his jump.
Team Lirai, you have to send me your leg workout. 9-7 now. Naserap by Mangulabnan. Arcilio showing that he can also do those things.
Yes, he can also do those things, you know. Both teams are very, they're on equal footing, right? So it's just a matter of who has different style, who can come from where.
9-8 now. Arrozado will fire. Not that time. Mangulabnan the setup. Lirai. Good hustle from Palayasa. Coritana receiving it. Mateo keeps it alive. Arrozado. At this point, he's just aura farming.
Arrozado on the floor after that spike. I feel like both teams are really tired after such long sets, you know. Like, especially playing again and again, tuloy-tuloy, and you're just non-stop besides the technical timeouts and the timeouts called. But sometimes that's not enough, especially when you don't get switched out by the bench. It's hard being an
Exactly.
athlete.
It's hard being, you know, the one that your teammates depend the most on. And for sure, Arrozado is somewhere in that position, for sure.
Right, because at this point you don't care how tired you are. You don't care how much pain you're in, as long as you win.
And you said it. Another factor is fatigue. You know, as the game goes by, it's inevitable that you'll commit errors because of your fatigue. As right now it's 10-9. Mateo, high setup, Arrozado. Somehow, someway, yet again, earning the point for Perpetual.
VNS still fired up though. If you can see the bench and you can see the coaches still trying to look at their team and telling them what to do. Right now, it's all about tiwala. Tiwala sa sarili, tiwala sa team, and how they're going to do moving forward.
VNS now, let's see what they have in mind. They'll go easy. High setup, running attack. Arky Corpus, fire in the hole.
You know, Medina runs so back when he's ready to spike that I thought he was coming from the bench. I was like, that is illegal, brother. And I realized he's on court and he was just like very far away.
You gotta love the energy. I mean, at this point, you still gotta love the energy. I mean, you know, for most people, they're already tired, but them, you don't see it. But VNS that time dodging a bullet. Literally. I mean, not literally, but that ball was kind of a bullet.
If it was literally, that would be a problem, Cholo. Thank you.
Right now, Mateo, high setup, Palayasa.
Palayasa did not get that in, but you know what? He's been doing his best attack-wise, opponent-wise, offense-wise, everything.
You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think power is more of an instinct, but, you know, precision is more of a mental game.
That's true. It's the gigil and holding it in.
And there you have it. Palayasa with a wrecking ball.
Right, you know, when you're a spiker that hits that hard, your aim is to make sure that you get through the blockers, and sometimes the best way to do that is to touch. Touch
Indeed.
the fingers.
Good technique that time from Charles. Meanwhile, JM Albon just flat out playing very well. I have no words anymore for the kind of performance he has.
Mangulabnan literally just put his hands up. He was just like, wow, that was awesome. Guys, look at the replay. Bro did not know what else to do.
Indeed, that ball was too fast for him to even react. And our players too fast for us to react to them. As a net touch is called on VNS. A point given to Perpetual.
Oh, everybody's getting a bit agitated, the refs and the players.
You can feel how
The
intense this
coaches.
game is. Lirai making his case. Same goes with Boronel. Our officials, of course, they're also tired.
All of us have been doing this since 9 in the morning, even a little earlier.
But you know, these kinds of games, it makes it worth it.
I mean, you can't challenge here in NDSL. We don't have that, unfortunately.
So Perpetual will, after all, get that point. As Corpus serves it. Mga labnan, high setup. Medino. Another day in the office for RK Medino.
Number 5, RK Medino, serving for VNS.
RK Medino waiting for the precision to his power.
Medino gets it across. Rosado, Mateo, Palihasa. Oh my goodness, Charles Palihasa with a hammer. As we enter our second technical timeout, 16-12 in favor of Perpetual. We'll be back for more. Back to the action here. You're still tuning in to the NDSL Volleyball Series. We're currently in set 4 of this match between the Perpetual Help Altans Quinto Tires and the VNS Griffins. 16-13 now. VNS scoring on that last sequence.
Serving number 11, R.R. Soriano.
R.R. Soriano gets it across. Mateo gets it ready. This time Liray. And Perpetual earning yet another point courtesy of Jester Bornell. So again, if Perpetual can win this set, they can go home to Las Piñas with a smile. But VNS not yet out of the woods. Rosado outsmarting his opponents yet again.
You know what? Perpetual has actually been really good in terms of like finding out where the holes are in their opponent's team throughout the entire thing. I think it's hard for VNS to adjust when it comes to defense against the Perps.
Oh my goodness!
But it ain't hard for them to adjust to offense, apparently.
Safe to say Kim Liray can fly. 18-14 now. VNS again, not yet out of the woods.
Number 18, Titus Villacruzes.
Titus Villacruzes now on the out of bounds. And perhaps, again, the fatigue probably starting to hit the players of both teams, leading to those errors.
Number 10, Jester Bornell.
Jester Bornell now with a service. VNS keeping it alive. Liray. That is outside, unfortunately. And slowly again the fatigue is kicking in to these boys of VNS, as we'll be back after this short timeout. Back to the action here. Let's take a look at our game schedule for this coming Friday, August 15. 3 games in store for everybody there. Make sure to stay tuned in our Facebook and YouTube pages for the live coverages of the games. Just search for the NDSL Volleyball Series. Should be an interesting one for sure. Right now, this one is already interesting as it is. 2014. And Perpetual earning another point. As slowly but surely, they are steering away. So a relatively new face on the side of Perpetual, that's Tango. Meanwhile, Liray just hammered that ball down.
Serving for VNS, number 3, King.
Mangulabnan's turn to serve. Arrozado will try. Mangulabnan to Medino. Mateo sets it up. Arrozado. Dexter Arrozado with a kill.
Official score 22-15 in favor of...
So there you have it, Perpetual on the verge of winning their first ever game here in the volleyball series. Let's take another look. Or rather the service from Mateo. But that's too long.
Mateo is such a well-rounded player. You know, initially he's an opposite hitter. But the entire game he's been setter.
Say that again, because he's been phenomenal as a setter.
Yes, he has been phenomenal as a setter. So the fact that he's such a well-rounded player already says a lot. You know, well-rounded players really do something for me. They're like, wow, you guys can do anything and everything by this point.
Indeed, it does something for the coaches as well. Coaches like those types of players. Whatever the coaches need, they're ready to bring it to the table. What is happening with the service of these Perpetual boys?
Especially now at such a critical moment, they can't afford these types of stuff because you know VNS, they have a habit of catching up.
Indeed. Hopefully it won't be repeated as they're only 2 points away potentially from the win. Arrozado receives it. Mateo the high setup, Palihasa. And VNS will get the point. I hope history won't repeat itself. But first, a timeout called here by Coach Mike, as we'll be back after this short break. We go back to the action again. The Perpetual Altan's Quinto Tires slowly seeing daylight at the end of the tunnel as they're 2 points away from their potential first victory. Mateo sets it up. JM Albon getting that kill and more importantly putting his team at the set point.
Albon with that spike inspired by Eliza Valdez.
Number 16 out, number 25 in. And Quinto Perpetual is now at match point.
So Quinto Perpetual at match point. All they have to do is play this one wisely. And I'm sure they can. But we'll never know. Mangulabnan, high setup. Soriano. Oh, Mateo, great hustle on his part. Mangulabnan. Liray goes airborne.
from the back row. You haven't seen that a lot actually from VNS, but you know what? It shows that these students are learning. They're learning from these experiences in NDSL.
And that's great to see. But we'll be back after this short break. Back to the action here, 24-19. Perpetual up by 5, and more importantly, is at the match point. Medino fumbles that service, and that does it for this match.
Respect to both teams, VNS and Quinto Tires both did really, really well. They gave their heart and soul, and you could see it throughout the entire match in this 4 sets.
Well said, Tati. Indeed, both teams really played very well, but as you know, with volleyball, with almost any sport actually, only one can come out on top, can win the game. And for this one, at least for this one, it's going to be the Perpetual help, Quinto Tires. And they're going to go home to Las Piñas with a big smile on their faces. Again, their first win so far in this NDSL volleyball series. But if you're VNS, again, nothing to cry about, nothing to be sad about. It was a great game overall.
Yes.
And you cannot fast-track experience.
Both teams were quite equal in offense and defense. And you can see now both teams are equal in terms of points here in the NDSL.
Indeed. So that wraps up our game. But talking about our best player of the game, you know, it's very difficult since, of course, for Perpetual help, it's a lot of players in terms of contributions. There's a lot of players that really chipped in their contributions, but that's why we have Andrea Veloso at the sidelines to introduce to us our best player of the game, brought to you by 4F. Together we play for the planet.
Thank you, Cholo. Our best player of the game, Clint Mateo of Quinto Perpetual. Congratulations, Clint. Hindi tayo umabot ng 5th set, pero all throughout the previous sets, dikit yung naging laban. What can you say about everyone's effort, including the opponent?
Siguro yung masasabi ko lang, kudos din sa mga teammates ko kasi kinapitan nila eh. Kasi yung pinractice namin nung other day, nauuna kami palagi na lamang tapos na didikitan pa rin kami. So, tinibayan lang talaga namin yung puso namin tsaka sumunod lang kami sa payo ng mga coaches.
Clint, opposite hitter ka dun sa lineup, but you were a phenomenal setter here in this game. How would you evaluate your own performance today?
Sa akin, nang sobrang hirap kasi biglang nag-adjust ng position si coach. Actually, dati ko naman kasi position yan eh. Bale, binalik niya lang ako kasi siguro need din namin ng ibang option para manalo sa game.
You were really exceptional today, Clint. Baka may gusto kang pasalamatan.
Pinapasalamatan ko yung mga supporters namin. Yung Quinto Tires, Perpetual Lights, tsaka Tamayo family.
Congratulations, Clint, and of course, to Quinto Perpetual. Back to you, Cholo and Tati.
Thank you very much, Andrea, for introducing to us our best player of the game. That is once again Clint Mateo. And that wraps it up for our game and for this game day. But of course, stay tuned. Again, we presented our game schedule a while ago for this Friday. So make sure to stay tuned to our Facebook and YouTube pages for our live coverages of the game. Just search for the NDSL Volleyball Series. And for my partner, Tati Dulce, our courtside reporter, Andrea Veloso, our game announcer, Marvani Hernandez, this has been Cholo Pangilinan saying goodbye from the Met Park Sports Center in the heart of Pasay City. This is, once again, the NDSL Volleyball Series.